Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's August 29th, 2019. I'm out in the area where we're doing some construction, putting up the passive solar greenhouse. And today's video is about a new ladder that I've been using for a few weeks, and it's a podium ladder. If you've been watching our videos for any period of time, you probably noticed that we have a whole variety of different construction ladders and apparatuses to help us get up high to do some of the work we want to do. I've had some serious falls in the past, and as I'm getting older, I want to have less of a chance of falling, and therefore I invested in what's called a podium ladder, which is very similar to a step ladder. Now we've got all different sizes of step ladders around here. I have three-legged step ladders that are used for harvesting fruit. We have multiple sizes from 4, 6, some 8-footers as well, and I've had them for many years, and I've grown attached to the Werner brand. They make a really reasonable priced ladder for the abuse that I put a ladder through. My ladders are outside for long periods of time during the construction season, and they're in muddy conditions as they get knocked over by the wind at times, and these fiberglass ladders really do work extremely well. Now I do have wooden and aluminum ladders as well, but I do like the fiberglass ladders much more, especially when I'm working around the possibility of electrical services as well. About a year ago, I was investigating getting a taller ladder to go ahead and work up high on the peak. So the ladder on the right side of the screen is a 12-foot Werner step ladder that I've had probably 15-16 years now. And it has served me great. It's been fantastic. But as I get higher and higher on the ladder, I get more nervous, and I have limited range of mobility. So if I'm working in this direction, I could set the ladder up this way, but if I need to turn 90 degrees or turn 180 degrees or 270 degrees, I'm really getting easily off balance when I'm on the top of a step ladder. It's easier when you're lower on the ladder, but when you're working up high, I get very nervous in those situations. And therefore I decided to invest in the ladder on the left, which is a podium ladder. You're actually standing on a platform when you're at the full height, and you can turn around 360 degrees, which has really been fantastic for the work I've been doing out here, because I may have to work in front of me and work behind me as well, or work to the side reaching over. Now certainly you still need to keep your center of gravity over the ladder itself, so you don't want to be doing a lot of leaning off to the side. But what I want to do today is just show you some of the advantages of this ladder. Now I thought this was a 12-foot ladder, this podium ladder, the one behind me here, when I ordered it. It's actually, on the label it says 10 foot, but it's advertised as being consistent with the features of a 12-foot ladder. So I think what I'll do now is I'm going to put my helmet cam on and show you what we've got. So bear with me here. Alright, so I tried shooting this a little bit earlier, and somehow was in time lapse, so it didn't work out. So what I want to do is compare the traditional 12-foot step ladder to the 10-foot podium ladder, and look at these. Couple of things. One, the base is slightly wider. I think that the back of the base of the ladder of the podium ladder is 37 inches. The front is 38 inches wide. And I think that this is 34 and 36. So it's a couple inches wider. The foot pads look very similar. The structural support, still fiberglass with aluminum rungs, still the same spacing, good quality hinges, nothing really significantly different other than it being a little bit wider. The weight supports up to 300 pounds in this one. It's this 12-foot ladder, 16-foot maximum reach, 9'7" height. This to stand at is what this one says, and they call this a 10-foot ladder with a same reach as a 12-foot ladder, 300-pound type 1A, 16-foot reach, 9'7" standing height, which is the the pad up above. First, I'm going to go up the standard ladder, which I love, is still a great ladder. But as I get higher and I'm not against a wall, I don't feel quite as secure. So as I get up closer to the top of the ladder here, and I'm just going to turn this down so you can see, we can see the top here. Now it's at my waist level. Now I'm in the third aluminum rung from the base. I'm not sure if you could see where my legs are. This actually feels fairly comfortable. It's not at the same height that I'd like to be at. I feel more comfortable with my hands on the roof supports as I'm here. When my arms hang down, I comfortably touch the top of this. When I go up to the second aluminum rung from the base, then my knees just touch, and it's more wobbly. I don't want to wobble this because of the boards down below. I don't feel as secure without having something like this for me to grab onto. So it just isn't as comfortable. I've fallen a few times and have injured myself, and I don't want to have that happen again. So this ladder, even you can see it wiggle just a little bit as I start to reach down, get my hands on this. I can rotate my body 90 degrees in each direction. I can rotate and I can see down to the area when I'm on the third rung from the top and do it this way, but my feet are still pointing forward on this. So that's one of the drawbacks to this. This gets hooks, and it's got a good top. It works really good leaning up against buildings. But as I'm more aware of how long it takes me to recover from injuries and all, this ladder with a small pad up above for me to stand on and the support. So it's a little bit wider, not significantly, but it just feels a little bit more secure. Now I'm just over 200 pounds and just about 6'2", and so you could see here's the pad that I'll be standing on, and it's got a large footprint. My shoes are size 13. I'm sorry, here's the pad, large footprint, adequate, and this flips up when I close the ladder up automatically. This can't come up when the ladder's open. And this, above this podium area, this extended height here really works out beautifully. And as I come up and I stand on this pad, sorry about banging myself, now I've got this whole structure here which actually wraps around and feels very secure. So now I'm up at a height I'm actually able to work. You can see I'm standing close to the same level that the number 2, the second rung over here was. That's the level that this foot pad is at. But the support that actually wraps around me is much more secure. And one of the things I can do, I can actually turn sideways, put my legs parallel to one another, not too tight together, and I can look and see in this direction. If I want to, I can completely turn around, and the back of the wraparound supports my butt, and I can face the opposite direction. So I can move 360 degrees right around in a circle here, and I'm always touching my hips or my buttocks or my beginning of my thighs. Feel very secure with this system here as well. So this, I can snug up, I can put my arms up in places, I can handle some more weight up higher and not feel as vulnerable. Where I'm working right now, we're at a pretty high elevation. Our property level is much higher than to the west over there. So this is just standard winds coming across, and you may be able to see from the tops of the trees there. Whereas if you look to the east, where there's less of a change in elevation, there isn't as much draft there. So over here, we're always getting winds, and when the winds really kick up, it gets to be pretty precarious being up on ladders without feeling pretty secure. And this whole wraparound part of this upper pad or podium that you can stand on is really nice, and And the way that this thing is designed, I think, is absolutely wonderful. I feel pretty secure on this ladder, despite my being afraid of heights now. So this about wraps up my my review of this. It's a 10-foot podium ladder that has a reach capacity of 16 feet 7 inches for the average person. This ladder, in my opinion, makes me feel so much more secure working at height, and it's just much more stable. If you have a narrower space to get into, 3 inches narrower, that the step ladder will work just fine. But after having had a few falls in my life and being nervous being up high, especially in the winds and all, this podium ladder really does make me feel so much more secure. I actually wish my other step ladder was another one of these podium ladders, but I'd like to get an actual 12 that has the reach capacity of a 14-foot ladder, because there's actually higher heights that I need to work at times. But anyways, that's the video for today. It's my review of the 10-foot or 12-foot reach podium ladder by Werner. They're not sponsoring anything I do, but I always want to share when I find something that I think really works out very well. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And if you thought this video was of value, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and by all means, folks, have a great day. Bye-bye now.